Angold Resources, we're a relatively new listing. We listed at the beginning of 2021. Our focus is on resource development and in gold in the Americas. So we've accumulated 4 projects. And 2 of these have historic resources on them. They are gold projects primarily. And our objective is quite simple. It is to expand the resources, expand land packages, and advance these projects to new resources, to updated current resources, and to economic studies, and ultimately to have enough of a land package that it can ultimately become a mining operation. So I'll talk about the Iron Butte project first. This is in Nevada, in the Battle Mountain District. This is a project that we are currently drilling. Historic resource is 600,000 ounces at about 0.62 grams per ton. About half of that is in oxide. And we acquired this project. We own 100% of all of our projects. We acquired this project in about 2019. Finalized in 2020, so timing in that respect is quite good. We have a small part of this project that's under option, and it's a very favorable terms. So again, it's in the Battle Mountain area. It is about 20 kilometers from Cove McCoy and Phoenix, that are former operating mines, or current operating mines. What got our interest on this project was it actually has a substantial amount of historic drilling, about 31,000 meters, but most of this drilling has been under 250 meters, and the average depth of drilling is about 200 meters. All of the drilling is RC, and we are currently executing on the first core program on the project. And really, as we'll go into, the objective of this is to look at some of the deeper structures on the project. We're at the edge of the Katana Caldera. This is the same caldera rim that hosts Cortez Hills. We are not a Carlin deposit. We're a low sulfidation epithermal deposit. And we're quite high in the erosion level, so it's an intact system. And generally, you can see the level of drilling historically has really been above that permeable lithology, and this is where most of the bulk tonnage we expect to find will be, as well as high-grade zones in the ore chutes within it and below it. So it does have some higher grade. The historic grades are shown on the slide here. These are from surface, and again, mostly in oxide, especially in the Red Ridge zone, which is shown here. Historically, the mineralization's in 2 zones, Red Ridge and North Zone. We've been doing, over 2021, quite an extensive drill planning program, which includes surface testing. We're finding mineralization at surface between these 2 zones, as well as along the range front to the north of North Zone. And that's where I think you saw on the first slide, there's quite a large land package right smack bang on the north. That's just been freshly staked by us on the receipt of results for surface testing and gold at surface. And we will actually be drilling in that northern extension zone in this program. So historic drilling, as I said, quite shallow. We do have some gold grades over shorter intercepts of up to 7.5 grams per ton. And one thing that wasn't in the historic resource is silver. We've got around about a 10-to-1 silver to gold ratio. And that's never been reflected. And we suspected that in the historic drilling, none of it was really done based on structure. And so what we've been doing is geophysics, as I mentioned. We did an 18-line IP survey 9 lines of magnetotelluric survey. And really for us, that is to look at deeper resistivity and conductivity highs and try to find that permeable lithology below the historic drilling, which is in very broken, uncontrolled rock. We've completed our pre-drilling program and re-assayed a lot of the historic intervals, so we don't have to twin holes and we can reuse those in an updated resource. So this slide, I think, is probably the best slide here that shows the level of drilling historically and then the depth of the geophysical targets, which is quite a bit deeper. And also at surface, we're getting good grade laterally in areas that hasn't been drilled. We've got coincident faulting, and that is part of our target in this next drill program. This is North Zone. It shows very much the same story. And I want to go back to Dorado. So we listed at the beginning of 2021. We haven't been sitting on our hands. We came straight out into the market and we drilled this project with a small program of about 5,000 meters. It's got a historic resource on it. It's a very large land package. The area that we drilled is called LAJITAS. We drilled 4,300 meters, and in that program, we successfully stepped out from the historic resource area by about 100 meters in every direction and about 100 meters at depth. And that's where it remains open both laterally and at depth. And in addition to that, again, bringing structured exploration to older projects. And this is how we are going to expand this project. We made a discovery in the south of LAJITAS, in an area we're calling LAJITAS South, which is a porphyry center, epithermal targets around it, and gold at surface. It's heavily oxidized down to about 300 meters, and which is a bit of a rarity in the Atacama, in the Maricunga district. And by the way, this is a Maricunga district style porphyry and epithermal deposit. Good recoveries in oxide as well, and quite high grades at surface, up to almost 12 grams per ton. This region is an area where there are massive gold mines, most of them lower grade, sub 1 gram per ton, but they have large tonnage, and that's what we're targeting here. So again, you'll see where the drill results were, and where it remains open at LAJITAS. Our highlighted hole is 302 meters at 0.71 grams per ton from surface in oxide. And of course, 248 meters per ton, so 248 meters at 0.75 grams per ton in our third hole as well. We'll be at PDAC. You can see that core there at Core Shack for you geologists out there. So lastly, LAJITAS South, we made the discovery. This project will be drilled in the coming season. Season there goes about October through to May. We've put this project into a large-scale permitting process so that we're able to do more drilling. Got our cap structure here, 132 million shares outstanding. And again, if you have any questions, please see me at booth 400. Thank you.